welcome to my channel. My name is Alexis. And as y'all can see by the title of this video, I'm gonna be telling y'all a story time about how my roommate used to piss the bed. So boom, I graduated from Lincoln University, the first HBCU. Don't argue with me, please. I graduated from Lincoln. We went to school. I started school 2015, August 2015. So boom, I'm moving in. I get there first. Backstory. So we had got our room assignments, I think in the mail, or either in the mail or they sent it to our email or like put it up on our like web advisor. I don't really remember, but we had got our room assignments, but I couldn't contact my roommate. Like her phone number didn't work. I just knew her name and that she was from Cali. So y'all, I was hyped. Like I was hyped. I'm from Philly, so I was like really excited. Like, girl, she from the West Coast. Like we about to have us a good old time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like she gonna teach me some things that I don't know about the West Coast. I can teach her some things that she don't know about the East Coast. Like, you know, cool, we about to have a good old time. Like I was ecstatic to go to college. Like, and then mind y'all, my sister, she's like 7 or 8 years older than me. And then I have older brothers as well. They're like 4 years older than me. So it's just like, you know, I've already knew about college. Like I was introduced to college at a very young age. I was excited about college at a very, very young age. Like me and my old best friend used to sit on the phone watching like people go move off to school, dorm halls. Like I was so excited about going to college. Like I was so excited. So then, especially when I found out that my roommate was from Cali, I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun because I went to Lincoln. It's in Pennsylvania. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think I'm gonna have a good time. Like, so yeah, that's just like my mindset going in. I was ready. Like I was excited. I didn't care that I had a roommate. I didn't care that we had to share a room. Like I didn't care about none of that. Like I was really excited. Mind y'all, I went to the same school from 1st to 12th grade with 3 out of 4 of my siblings. So yeah, like, and nobody like from my household at least went to my school. I was the only child of my mom's to go to HBCU. Like I was just over the moon. Like you would have thought I was like going far away. Like I was just so happy. So boom, we get to school. My mom, I think like 3 of my siblings came, or no, I think all 4 of my siblings came. No, because my brother was in college. So yeah, it doesn't matter. But like we get to the school or whatever. We get to the school. We unpacking. Like my yaya, my grandma, she's in there cleaning down everything. Like we wind up doing what we could do in there, and then going to Walmart, getting me some more stuff, getting my groceries, like getting everything. By the time we get back, now my roommate is coming in. I see her mom, like, you know, we speaking everything like that. That's cool. I think we went off to like the parent meeting or whatever. Like it's like the parent and the student come to the, I think it was like the sub or something like that, or wherever. We went to our meeting, came back, and I'm asking my mom, my grandma and them, like, so y'all leaving now? Like, when y'all going? Like, when y'all leaving? Because I was ready for them to go. Like, I was ready to just have me a good old time. Like, I was ready. So they wound up leaving. Her mom wound up leaving. And then me and her, like, we in the room, we talking, we chatting, like, you know, just getting to know each other, talking, you know, about our high school. And, like, you know, we got friends here. So I went to school with, like, a good amount of people that went to the same high school as me. Like, it was a lot of us. And most of us lived in the same building. So it was a really good amount of us. And then she came there with one friend or whatever. Excuse me, or like one person that she knew. So I was talking about that, and I was telling her, like, you know, I have asthma, I'm allergic to this, I have allergic reactions to that, like I got this and the third, or whatever the case may be. Like I'm just like giving her a rundown, because at the end of the day, like, we live together. We're not just sharing like a common area. Like, no, we're sharing a whole room. Like your bed is right across from mine, so if something happens to me in my bed, I'm gonna need you to know, like, all right, this is the possibility that this could be going on. She's having an asthma attack, she's having a panic attack, she's doing this, she's doing that, or whatever. So like that was that. That was our first night. Like that was how our first night went. Everything was cool. Like we was vibing, we was here. let's say like a few nights go past, and okay, so Lincoln has a thing that's called freshman week. So basically the freshmen come to campus a week early, so a week before like the campus actually is open, a week before classes start. All freshmen come on campus that week, and then the only upperclassmen that are on campus are student leaders, so like SGA, the RAs, the football team, I believe, and the cheerleaders, like only people that have that's like of student leadership that actually need to be on campus during that time, and like the Royal Court, only those people are on campus. But everything else is like straight freshmen. So like during that time you had to take any testing that you like couldn't take during the summer. So I didn't have to take any testing. I took all my testing in the summer for like my to figure out like my placement and to do my schedule. I did all that in the summer. I did my STAR test in the summer. I figured out my roster in the summer. Like I did everything in the summertime. Because she was from Cali and she couldn't come to Philly during, or come to Pennsylvania during the summer, she had to take hers during that week. So it was basically like testing going on, and then orientation. So I didn't have to take no tests. I only had to go to orientation. So one day, it's probably like, it's still freshman week, probably like 2-3 days in max, 2 or 3 days in max. And she has to get up early and go take her test. So she get up early and she leaves out. First of all, I'm so sorry if y'all hear my neighbors above me. Like, she got kids, and kids gonna be kids, and it's daytime. It's like 12 o'clock, and they're just running or whatever. So I'm sorry. So yeah, she go out and she leaves, but as she's leaving, our windows was up because it was hot. It was always hot in Hansberry during the summertime. The windows are up or whatever. So when she leaves and she shut the door, the wind comes in, and it like kind of like wake me up out of my sleep or whatever. And I'm like, okay, it smells funny. That's what I did. Like, I'm like, it smells weird in here. So later that day, I had to go to like one of the little orientations, or like one of the little campus freshman meeting or whatever. And when I'm there, I see the founder from a group that I was in. Yeah, I see the founder from the group that I was in during the summertime. Basically, this group was like a mentorship program and everything. So like they was like giving advice to the incoming freshmen, or like, you know, how to prepare for school, how to basically merge from coming from high school to college. So boom, I see her and I like pull her to the side. I'm asking her, like, you know, could you help me out with a situation? Like, my room smells or whatever, and I don't want to come off rude to my roommate. So like, could you give me some advice, something that I can say so that it won't like seem like I'm like calling her out or anything? 'Cause I didn't want anything to go bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? We just got to school. We're only getting to know each other. I can come off a little bit harsh or whatever, and it's like, you know, she's from Cali, I'm from Philly. Like, I don't want to clash just based on how I say something. So I'd rather get advice, you know, and just do it the right way. Because like, honestly, I didn't want to like cause any problems or any tension. Like, I didn't have no issues with the girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? We only been here for a couple of days. Like, why create a problem if you don't have to? So let me get some advice, have somebody help me out, and then we can go from there. So she was like, okay, cool. Just say like, you know, let's come up with a schedule and like keeping the room clean and go from here. I'm like, all right, bet. So later on that day, I go back to my room, whatever, and she comes in there and I'm talking to her. I'm like, yeah, let's come up with a schedule so we can keep the room clean, you know, just like so it won't be no problems going forward. It went really well. Like, you know, we came up with the schedule. Are we going to clean every Saturday or every other Saturday, something like that. So that was fine. So time goes on, right? It's probably like the end of August. Let's say the end of August, beginning of September. End of August, beginning of September. I'm noticing like it's starting to like smell again. So I'm like, dang, like I don't know what it is. And then, okay, so I'm like, dang, I don't know what it is or whatever. Like, and I don't want to come off rude. Like, yo, when I tell y'all I was not trying to be rude, because like in the past, it'd be like, oh, you just why you got an attitude, or like, why you saying like that? And it's like, oh, I don't mean no harm. I'm just, you know, being honest. I'm saying what I feel like what needs to be said. So it's like, I try not to be that way, especially because I'm in a new environment. I want to have a great time. Like, I want to enjoy college. I want to take it, like, you know, I want to take everything in, and I don't want no issues coming with it. So it's smelling or whatever. So I'm like, oh, can we clean up the room? Like, let's clean up this weekend. She's like, okay, cool, like, that's fine, we can clean up this weekend. All right, bet. So that was that. We cleans up, whatever. There's not a problem. Let's say it's like the second week of September. Now it smells again. And at this point, we're both sitting down doing our laundry. So I'm on my side of the room getting my laundry together. She's on her side of the room getting her laundry together. Like, we chilling, we talking. So I'm like, yeah, it really smells in here, and I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know what it is, but like, it smells really bad in here. I'm like, we're both females and it shouldn't smell that way. And we haven't been here not even for half a semester yet. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it shouldn't smell that way at all. But it's like, dang, we just got here. Like, there's but so much clothes you can accumulate. Like, there's no reason for it to smell like this in here or whatever. And she was like, well, it's not me, and I'm like, well, girl, I didn't say it was you. When I'm talking, I'm saying we need to do this, we need to do that. So I'm just not putting it all on you, even though I know it's not me, but I'm just trying to make you feel more comfortable. So for you to come out and say like, oh, well, it's not me, well, who else could it be? Because it's only me and you in the room. So like, that irritated me. Then she's talking about some. So after she said that, it just got quiet. I'm still doing what I'm doing, whatever. She's on her side of the room doing what she's doing. So like, my body is facing her because our beds was set up like her bed was on this side and my bed was on this side or whatever. So, and then both of our closets was on that side of the wall, and then the door was right here. So she's like, well, when I was packing, my little cousin is potty training. He's 2 years old. And when I was packing my clothes, I made a mistake and packed his pissy clothes. I'm just like, what? Yeah, like, he's not potty trained, and I made a mistake and packed his pissy clothes. Like, I didn't know. So at this point, it's just like, all right, so you really sitting here telling me we're at the beginning of August. It's like the second week of August. September, I'm sorry. So you really gonna sit here and tell me you came from the other side? You came all the way from the other side of the United States. All the way. All the way. All the way. From the other side of the United States. Packed all your clothes. So you sat there and you folded pissy clothes, put them in your suitcase, and mind y'all, okay, so how she got there was she came from California, then went to North Carolina. I think she said she stayed in North Carolina for like about a week. Went to North Carolina, and from North Carolina they drove to Lincoln. So you telling me you packed your stuff in California, took it from California and took it to North Carolina. From North Carolina, you took those same pissy clothes, and I'm pretty sure your aunt had a washer and a dryer, and if she don't have one, there's laundromats. There was a few laundromats from your drive from North Carolina to Pennsylvania. And you gonna sit here in my face and tell me that? And furthermore, you gonna sit here in my face and tell me that you packed pissy clothes, period. So at this point, I gotta add to, mind y'all, I never once said it smelled like piss. Like, every time I brought up something to her, I never said, oh, it smells like piss. I said it doesn't smell good in here. And I only said it that one time we were talking, like that very moment that we was talking. Prior to that, I just said, oh, can we clean up the room? Can we clean up the room? I never once said anything about pee. So when she said that, mind y'all, when she said that, I got quiet and I got to thinking. Like, my brains just started going. And I'm like, she's peeing on herself. She's peeing on herself. Mind y'all, like, the smell was like piss and like unwashed vagina. So just imagine piss and dirty vagina mixed together. Just sitting. So she says that or whatever, and I'm like, we gonna name her Blue. I haven't said her name. We gonna name her Blue. So I'm like, Blue, I know you peeing on yourself. Like, I said it just like that because it made me so mad. It's like, you're insulting my intelligence if you going to sit here and think that I'm going to believe that you literally packed your clothes from California and brought it all the way over here to Pennsylvania, and you made a stop along the way. There's no way. There's no way you're gonna sit in my face and tell me that. That's so weird to me. And it just made me so mad. Like, you're really sitting here lying to me when I've been trying so hard to be nice and find the nicest ways to like say this to you without hurting your feelings or like without making you feel embarrassed. And you're gonna sit in my face and one, tell me that it's not you, and then two, say you packed your little cousin pissy clothes. Like, knowingly. At this point, we have been in school for a minute now. I could see, and this is what I was saying. I said this to one of my friends or whatever. I'm like, I could see if it was still during freshman week, and she said that because our washers and dryers like weren't on then because school didn't start yet. The semester wasn't started yet, so then nothing was on to, or like we couldn't use our swipes until the semester started. So it would have made sense back then if she would have said that, like, all right, I'm letting you know ahead of time. But it's still just what I'm like, what? That don't make no sense. Why would you pack pissy clothes and then still let it sit? We're in the beginning of September. We started school, I think, like August 15th. So she says that or whatever, and my response was like, Blue, I know you're peeing on yourself. Like, I'm not peeing on myself. I am not peeing on myself. Like, oh, I wouldn't do that. That's not what I am not peeing on. That's all she kept saying. Like, I am not peeing on myself. I'm like, well, another thing. Because she traveled from so far away, they were sending her stuff through the mail. So like her and her mom, the day we moved in, they went to like Walmart to grab stuff, but they waited for the stuff that was coming in the mail, which makes perfect sense. Like, if people already bought you all this stuff, we gonna wait till it get here. So they only bought like what she needed until the stuff got there. So I said to her, I'm like, you don't gotta lie, and you can have the sheets that are in the top of my closet. You can have the sheets that's in the top of my closet, and if you need to use any extra detergent, you can use it. You don't gotta take it while I'm saying here right now, but if you like need it, you can have it. Like, I'm okay with you having it. Like, it's not, I'm not gonna say it's not that big of a deal, but it's like, there's no need for you to lie to me. Like, what? That's weird. So that was that. Like, after that, that was that. Like, and even going forward, like from that moment, like I was mad that she was sitting there lying, but it wasn't like there was no beef or anything. Just like, clean up after yourself. Like, if you want to be pissing, at least piss to where though I don't even know what's going on. So let's say like a little while after that, I had a lot of friends on my floor or whatever. So one day I was like, oh, y'all want to bring y'all mattresses in my room and we can have like a little sleepover in my room? They're like, yeah. So I'm like, all right, let me ask my roommate. I asked her. She was cool with it. Like, she was cool. Mind y'all, because she only had that one friend, like she knew of all my friends. Like, she knew of all my friends. They would speak to her. They'll be in my room. They'll talk. Like, we didn't have no problem. Everybody was more than cordial with each other. Like, everybody was fine with each other. There was no issues. So I told her, and she was fine with that. So it was like, all right, they bought their mattresses in my room, even though we're not supposed to, but they bought them in my room or whatever. They were on the floor, like, on their mattresses, chilling. It's like us, a couple guys in there, like, we just chilling, like, vibing, having a good old time, whatever, watching TV, playing cards, just playing around, acting the fool. Like, we college students, we want to do whatever we can get our hands on. So we chilling or whatever, just having a good old time. That was that. So let's say like a few days later, I'm in class, and I had class with one of the girls I went to school. One of the girls I went to school with. She did not go to my school. One of the girls on my floor, we had math together. I would never forget this. We had math together or whatever, and she was asking like, oh, like, you know, how's your roommate and everything? And I'm like, girl, I think she peed on herself. Like, mind you, we're in class. I think class wasn't started yet, but we're in class, whatever. And she was like, what? I said, I think she's peeing on herself. And she was like, wait, who is she again? And I'm like, Blue. She like, Blue? I'm like, yeah. She like, girl, she behind us. So I'm like, oh shit. Like, I did not know. I'm telling you, I knew I had class with her, but I did not see her coming to class today. And then when I walked in, I didn't see her sitting there. So once she said that she was behind me, I'm like, dang. And I felt bad because, like, at the end of the day, it wasn't like I was trying to, you know, put anything out there. I'm just letting her know, because mind y'all, I told my friends like that she was peeing on herself, and nobody would believe me, because like I said, the smell would come and go. Like, it would come and go. I'm telling you, like, it would just pop up and then go away, pop up and then go away. But it's like, who wants to deal with it? I know you peeing on yourself. There's no way there's no way the room smell the way it smell, and there's no pee in here. There's no way. Ain't no way possible. So that happened, whatever. I'm like, oh dang, like I felt really, really bad for that. So boom, I go back to my room, I'm chilling, and I get a message on GroupMe. Y'all know what GroupMe is. Like if y'all went to school, whatever, or y'all use GroupMe. Basically, GroupMe is like how y'all keep up with, like, your advisors, or like your what is it, like the student teachers or whatever. Like our GroupMe was for our building. Well, the one GroupMe that hit me up was from our building or whatever, and it was my RC. She's like, oh, can you meet with me tomorrow or today, one of these days or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool, bet. I'll go down there and I'll meet with her, and she's like, yeah, I about to hear her name. Blue said that you had people in the room overnight, and you're not supposed to have overnight guests without us knowing. I'm like, what? I didn't have anybody in the room overnight that doesn't live in this building. Like, my friends from across the hall, yeah, but they had their mattresses in there, and she did not approve of them being in there. So I'm like, girl, you was sitting across from my bed, on your bed, chilling with us, laughing, talking, vibing. So what are you talking about? Like, how are you gonna sit there and say that? So I'm just like, okay, whatever. She was like, yeah, that can't happen anymore. Like, if you're gonna have company, you have to let her know or whatever, and y'all have to both agree, and it's vice versa. I'm like, okay, fine. I said, but we're gonna have to do something because I think she's peeing on herself. And she's like, what? Peeing on herself? I said, yes, like I think she's peeing on herself. Oh, well, what evidence do you have to prove that she's peeing on herself? I'm like, bro, the evidence of my nose, she's peeing on herself. Like, there's like, what? But she's just doing her job. So she was like, yeah, I can't just switch the room off of you just saying that she's peeing on herself. But you can sit here and call me down to this office to have a meeting with you based off of her saying that I had company in the room. But you ain't got no evidence of that. So it was just like, all right, whatever. So go back to my room, and now just like, all right, that's weird. Like, for one, why would you go and tell her that I had my friends in here when you was okay with that? Like, it's not like I just did it out the blue and she just walked in and seen people all over the room. Like, no, there wasn't even that many people. Probably was like 3-4 girls at the max. Like, what? So that happened or whatever. Okay, some more time go by. Now let me just tell y'all like like sometimes when she was just like dirty or whatever. So there was this one night where, like, all right, so all my friends knew like, if I got class, if I have an 8 a.m. tomorrow, I'm going to bed early. I need my 8 hours. Now I'm still that way. Like, even with me working and stuff, I'm still that way. If I have class, I am going to bed early. All my friends knew that. Like, I'm going to be in my bed. So it was this one day or whatever, I'm chilling, and she getting ready to take a shower. So we had communal bathrooms, and our bathroom was literally just 2 doors down. We had a room next to us, and then the next door was the bathroom. So I would always just get changed, like get undressed in my room, put my towel on, and go to the bathroom. She would keep her clothes on and go to the bathroom and you know, do it that way. That's fine. That's cool. That's your business. But one day I noticed like she grabs her stuff to leave out the room, but forgets her shower caddy. Like, forgets her shower caddy. So I'm like, what? Like, that's weird. Like, but okay. She comes back in the room. I'm like, oh, you just got out the shower? Oh, yeah, I just got the shower. I'm about to get in the bed. So I'm like, how you just got out of the shower, but you didn't even take your shower caddy? Now, y'all, for those of y'all who don't know, it ain't no soap inside the communal bathroom. That's what it's called. It ain't no soap inside the bathroom on college when y'all gotta share them. It ain't no soap. You have to take your own soap. You gotta take your own rag. Like, you don't leave soap. Like, no, people use those showers at like one after another. So how you gonna sit here and tell me you just took a shower when you only took your towel and you changed your clothes? It ain't no way. You're nasty. So that was that or whatever. I'm just like, all right, yeah. But it didn't just happen that one time. She would do that all the time. First of all, I'm not about to put all this time into go faking me a shower when I can just go take me a real shower. Like, and it's like, you not no little kid. That's some little kid stuff. Like, little kids do that because they want to stay outside and play. Or little kids do that because they want to, you know, do whatever it is that they want to do, or because they just want to be lazy. It's like, no, you're too big for that. Like, you're too old for that. And it's like, you got cycle. Like, come on now. Why is you not washing your butt? So that was that or whatever. Another thing. So our room was right across from the triple. Like, it was 2 triples on each floor, 1 on each side. So on my side, the triple was like literally like right across from my room. And they would throw like parties. Their room was so big. So the triple was throwing a party, and one of my friends or whatever, they was like, all right, like come over to the party, whatever. And she was like real cool with all the people that'll be in a triple, and like what we called them the island girls or whatever. She was cool with them. She goes to the party or whatever, and while the party is going on, one of the girls comes to my room and she was like, yo. And she was so cool. I think her name was like Kristen or something like that. She was real cool, but she didn't stay there, so I forgot about her after a while. But she was a real cool girl. But she come in the room and she was like, yo, your roommate stinks. So I'm like, wait, what? She was like, yeah, like I just had to pull her to the side. She was dancing on this boy or whatever, and it started smelling. So I pulled her to the side. I'm like, yo, Blue, like, you know, you smell, might want to go freshen up. But she started laughing like, ha, that's not me, that's not me. And I'm like, yo, like, you need to go take care of that. Like, that is you. And she was like, no, that's not me, and continue dancing with the boy. My lashes all getting stuck to my glasses. But she continued this with the boy. I'm like, yo, I've been sitting there saying this. I'm like, what she smell like? And she was like, piss and funk. I'm like, yo, I'm so glad that you, like, sorry that you had to go through that, but I'm so glad that you see that, because at the end of the day, I've been saying this and everybody keep thinking I'm tripping. Like, everybody thinking I'm tripping, y'all, and it would be like, yo, I know I'm not losing my mind. This girl is peeing. Like, she has to be peeing. There's no way. Mind you, this is now, at this point, it's like late afternoon, no, let's say like it's late evening. You've been up. Why are you smelling like pee? Like, you've been up, you've gone to class, like you've been walking around on campus, now you're going to a party. Why do you smell like pee? Like, are you literally just choosing to pee on yourself? Are you not wiping yourself well? Are you recycling your underwear? Like, what is going on? So I'm like, yo, I know I wasn't tripping. Like, and then, you know, we just was talking from there, and that was that. So let's fast forward to, I'm trying to make sure I don't leave anything out. Okay, let's fast forward to October, the beginning of October. At this point, I wouldn't say like it's getting around that she smells, but like people on our floor, like, they kind of know what's going on or whatever, or like, they kind of hearing what's going on, like from my mouth or from hers. So one day or whatever, she was down the hall in the island girls room or whatever, and one of the girls came knocking on the door, let them in or whatever. She said, oh, Blue said I can get something out her fridge. I'm like, all right, go ahead. So she literally goes over to her fridge, and she had like a mini fridge, like the square ones, not the rectangular ones, but like the small square ones, and it was under her bed. And she kneels down under her bed, go grab it, and was like, and it doesn't even stink in here. It don't even stink in here. I don't know why people saying this stink in here, but it don't even stink in here. Mind you, at this point, y'all, she been like sleeping in the one of the island girls. They were sisters, but I think they had different rooms. I'm not really sure, but she was sleeping in one of their rooms or whatever from like time to time. But you got something to say about me. She was sleeping in their room from time to time, but I didn't care, because like, if you're not gonna be here, that's great. And I'm like, that's why it's not smelling, because she ain't in here. She in y'all room making it pissy. Like, what is you talking about? But I ain't saying nothing, because like, I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth with you over something that I know is true. Like, come on, girl. So she like, I don't even smelling here. I'm like, you got your drink or whatever? And she's like, yeah. And she got out, like, because we don't got nothing to talk about. Get your drink and go. So she leaves or whatever, and that's that. So it's like the week before my birthday or the week of my birthday. My birthday is in October, the end of October at that. So I left to go home for my birthday freshman year. I left to go home, and when I was home, my friend Lex, she was putting like balloons in my room, and like put like a little sign on my door, like just my little birthday or whatever. She was in there doing that. So when I got back to school, like, I seen everything. But when I got back to school, she pulled me to the side and was like, yo, when I was in, because she let her in there. She let her in the room. Like, I had my key, she had her key, but Blue let Lex in the room. So she let her in the room with her dirty underwear sitting on the floor. She let her in the room with her dirty underwear sitting on the floor. Mind you, when I got back, they were still there. Because she was like, so Lex basically told me, like, yeah, when I came in there and I was like setting up the room and everything, like, she had her underwear on the floor, and they were literally like, you know, like the period panties, like they'll be colorful on the outside, or like any panties in general. I guess like there may be panties like this out there, but they'll be colorful on the outside, but in the inside it's like That's what I'm saying. Like, ugh, they get on my nerves. They'll be colorful on the outside, but on the inside is like white. Y'all, when I tell you the inside, like the vagina part was the color of my skin. The vagina part was the color of my skin, y'all. Terrible, terrible. And the panties like was white. Like they were literally, I was trying to find something, but the panties were literally like white everywhere else, but in the vagina part they were freaking brown. And my friend Lex, she was like, yeah, she just like kicked them under her bed, and she was like, look, they're still there. Like they're still there. I'm like, yeah, dirty. Mind you, I'm gonna put in a picture of like how her side used to be, and I'm putting a picture of how my side used to be, because I had sent it to my sister and I think my mom. So yeah, that was that. So I'm trying to think before I give you like the final thing that happened. Okay. So yeah. So that was that. So then I was going to like, let's say I think at this point it was like the very end of October, probably like a few days after my birthday, and I was telling one of the RAs, I'm like, y'all gotta switch me out this room because she is peeing. Like she's literally peeing on herself. I don't know if she's just not washing her clothes or if she's just not washing her sheets afterwards, but I'm like, she's literally peeing on herself. Like, and it's terrible. Like she's just constantly peeing. She has to be. It's no way, because if you're washing your clothes, there shouldn't be no issue. So I'm telling them like, oh well, y'all have to have a mediation before y'all. What is there to mediate? Yo, my phone just stopped recording in the middle of me talking. But yeah, they was like, y'all have to have mediation. But my whole thing is like, what is there to mediate? I can't mediate with somebody who's peeing on themselves. Like, what sense does that make? And that's the one thing about like schools. Like, sometimes I feel like the RAs and the RCs, when it comes down to certain situations, y'all have to be willing to like, y'all have to know how to use certain things. It's like, you gotta think about it. We're not arguing. We're not about to fight. I'm literally in a room that's unsanitary. So it's like, y'all gotta get around that. Oh, y'all gotta have mediation first. Like, no, y'all need to have somebody come in this room, check this room out, see that it's unsanitary for me to be living in somebody else's like piss, like their piss smells or whatever the case may be, their germs. Like, that's disgusting. I feel like that's something that they really got to get together, because that shouldn't be okay. It should not be okay. So like, oh, y'all have to have a mediation or whatever. And I guess one of the RA or one of the RAs or the RC must have messaged her and told her like that I had said like I need to leave, and she texted me talking about some you don't understand, I have a medical condition and this is just making it worse, all of this stress, and then you telling your friends, and then you doing this and you doing that, and you stop. Just stop, because I'm not the one that's pissing and not cleaning it up. Like I said before, if you was going to pee on yourself, you should have been wearing some little Depends. Shoot, you could have put a pad on every night, something, so it wouldn't come to this. Like, what? You're causing all this stress, because at the end of the day, you are peeing and letting it linger around in the room, which is now causing me to notice and now causing me to speak on it. So don't you dare sit there and say, oh, this is all my fault. I'm not doing anything but speaking on what's going on in this room that I pay for as well. So she's like, yeah, I have a medical condition or stuff. So my whole thing was, and I said, like, this is not my exact words, but I told her, I'm like, at the end of the day, I came out right and told you what was going on with me. So that gave you ample amount of opportunity to tell me like, okay, I do have a condition, and I should have had an option whether I wanted to stay in this room with you or not. Because that's not cool. That's not cool. It's like if I said that I had a peeing problem, that will give you the opportunity to have an option on whether you want to sleep in this room or not. Because at the end of the day, you know, you have the knowledge. I did not have any knowledge of you peeing on yourself. Like, come on now. So she had said all that or whatever. The back and forth, I guess, created a problem, so we had to have mediation. We had the mediation. They told her like, yeah, we can give you a medical room, we can do this, we can do that, and she was like, no, I don't need a medical room. Like, I'm fine, I'd rather stay in my room. No, why would you rather stay in your room? And my whole thing is, once again, why would y'all give her that option? Y'all shouldn't have given her that option. It shouldn't have been like, oh, do you want to? Oh no, we have to move you into a medical room, or you'll have to pay for a single in another building, something, because that's not cool. So because she denied the medical because she denied the medical room or whatever, and like we weren't like, well, I wasn't gonna fight the girl over her peeing on herself. Like, come on now. They kept us in the same room. So another time, it was one time, and this was like before this happened, whatever. It was one time where like we was washing our clothes together, and like I literally seen like her soil like underwear, and like you know how you can tell like when something is soil or like they just look real crunchy, like real stale, like, and like why would your underwear be stale like that? Like what the hell? Like I know, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, it was like just giving real crunchy, real stale. Like, girl, I know you're peeing on yourself. Like, and then it was just like every time she would pull out her laundry, it would just stink. It would stink up the room. Like, it would really stink up the room. So this last time, right, y'all, it's right before Thanksgiving break. Right before Thanksgiving break, and we hype because I didn't have classes on Friday. So my Thanksgiving break started Thursday night, and then I only had one class on Thursday, and it was early in the morning. So my what is it called? My break started early. Like, I was just waiting for my mom to come pick me up. But other than that, like, I'm chilling. I'm straight. So we hype. We like, all right, like me and all my friends, like, all right, y'all after class, we gonna meet up in such and such room, and then like, you know, be on, you know, have a good time. Like, we don't got class tomorrow. We just waiting for our parents to come get us. Like, it's cool. So I'm like, all right, I'm hyped. Like, we all just hyped. We gonna go. I get to my room, y'all. Mind you, I tell y'all, like, we would have our windows up, but like I was always hot, so like I just always had to sleep with the room cool, so I would always have my window up. So my window was up, and I go and I like swing my door open, like I'm going to my room, whatever, I'm keying in my room. I go and I swing my door open. Excuse me. When I tell y'all the stink smacked me, like the stench smacked me so hard in my face, I literally threw my bag down, went downstairs, and at this point the RAs was on duty, and it was my favorite RA down there, and my favorite RA, she was down there, and I go down there face balled up, like I'm mad, I'm pissed off. She's like, girl, what's wrong with you? I'm like, can you take a walk with me? She's like, what's wrong? I'm like, come on, just take a walk with me. Like, get you, call one of your colleagues, one of your coworkers, ask them to come wash his desk, come take a walk with me. So she's like, oh my gosh, here we go. Yep, come on, let's go. So we get up to the room, whatever, and open the door, let her in. I said, what does it smell like in here? Oh, what y'all got going on in here? Why I smell like that? I said, it don't smell right? No? I'm like, yeah, that's my issue. This is my issue. Wait, let me back it up. Got ahead of myself. Before I got into that room, right? It was one day I was asleep. Yeah, I took it too far. I took it way too far. One day I was asleep, right? And I told you I didn't have class on Thursday. I didn't have class on Friday. So this was probably like a week prior. A week prior, I was asleep, whatever. She had class. I didn't. So she gets up in the morning and she leaves out. Once she leaves out, I smell like the stench. Like, because when she closed the door, my window was always open because one, it smelled in there and I was always hot. So, when she left out, the wind, when I tell y'all, it woke me up so fast. Like, I literally, like, I'm asleep and I sat right up. I'm like, no, this is not right. Like, I'm cool off this. I'm so cool off this. So I got up out my bed and I'm looking around like, yo, what is that smell? What is that smell? So in my head, I'm like, F it, throw her sheets back. So I threw her comforter back. When I tell y'all, I threw her comforter back, and she had these like two sets of comforter. It was one that y'all gonna see in the picture. They were like purple, white, and blue, or whatever, real colorful, like a design. And there was one that was all just purple. So when I threw it back, you know how, I wish I had something. You know how if you wet something, it gets darker. You know what I'm saying? Like the color gets darker. But if you wet something that's like not water, because water clears up, but like that's like sticky or like a juice or something like that, it'll get even darker once it dry because there's something on there. When I tell y'all, I flipped that sheet back and it was freaking a big puddle, but in the middle of, like, it was like a big puddle, but in the middle of that puddle was like what I guess she was already like peeing constantly on. So every time it would dry, it would like be just brown. It was so brown, y'all. It was disgusting. I didn't take a picture of it, but it was disgusting. Like, it was terrible. Like, the girl was just nasty. She was just nasty. So I'm like, I'm telling my best friend, I'm like, see, the girl was really peeing on herself. Like, I threw her comforter bag. The girl peeing on herself. She's peeing on herself. I'm like, and she's sleeping around it. She's not changing her sheets. She's just sleeping around it. Trifling. It's so disgusting. So then that following week, when I went, time went on or whatever, and I was going back to my room and I opened the door, that's when I smelled it and I was over. So that's when I went to go get the RA or whatever. We came up to the room and I'm telling her, like, you smell like it stinks. And I'm like, and it's not me. Like, that girl is stinking so bad. Y'all can check all my stuff. I don't care. This girl got, like, it's disgusting. So, she was like, yeah, I know, but like, we don't have any evidence that it's her. Like, we can't just like say, I guess, like, I not understand like what she was saying, because that's just their job. Basically, she was trying to say, like, if you come to us saying that the room smells whatever, we have to know like where it's coming from, because we can't just decide like, oh, well, it's you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to know like what's going on. But it was just like, y'all had enough evidence from the jump. I keep telling y'all that this girl was peeing on herself all the time, and y'all keep telling me that y'all got no evidence. So I'm like, throw her comforter back. She like, what? I'm like, throw her comforter sheet back. She like, no, I can't touch it. I said, go ahead, throw it back. Like, just lift it up and see it. She like, no. I said, all right, I'll do it. And I threw it back, and it just was like, and she was like, oh my gosh, yeah. Because that's disgusting, yeah. So she was like, you know what? Mind y'all, like I said, it was later already in the day. She was like, I'm gonna call the RC, because she's not here right now. I'm gonna call the RC and like see what we can do about it, because you can't stay in here. Finally, it's already about to be the end of the semester. Finally, she's like, you can't stay in here. So she calls the RC or whatever. So the RC tell her, go grab you another RA, go back to the room, check out the room. Mind y'all, she wasn't there, and I really wanted her to be there so bad. Not to embarrass her, but just so like we can all know that you caused this big old problem. Instead of living in your truth and just, facing up to it, you want to do all this extra stuff. Now I gotta call people in here to do all this. Like, come on now. So she bought the other RA in there, and she was like telling her to throw her comforter sheet back, and she didn't want to. I said, well, I'll do it again, throw it back again or whatever. And it was like, yeah. She was, so like, she just needed the RA there to witness or whatever, I don't know. So they was like, well, the RC, I'm about to say her name, the RC said you can sleep in one of your friends' room for the night or whatever, and then we're gonna go from there tomorrow. Like, we'll talk to you tomorrow. So I'm like, all right, cool, bet. I took myself, went to my friend. Mind you, she wasn't there the whole time. Like, I don't know if somebody told her what was going on, but she was not there the whole time. Like, I didn't see her in the hallway. I didn't see her going to nobody's room. Like, she was just not there the whole time. So I grabbed my stuff, whatever. I go across the hall to one of my old friends' room, whatever, and that was it. Go over there. And in the morning, mind y'all, keep in mind, I told y'all we was going on Thanksgiving break. So now the next day, it's time for us to go home. It's time for us to go home. So like, all right, before you go home, we giving you a new room. Your room's around the corner. Where was I at? I don't know. Your room's around the corner, whatever. So at this point, before my mother come and get me, my best friend, I gotta pack up my whole room and take my whole room around the corner. So at this point, me and my friends like, all right, what we gonna do is we just gonna swap everything out. So we gonna swap the dressers out, swap the desk out, swap the mattress out, so you don't gotta take everything off, and then we can just do it that way, and then just grab all your clothes out the closet and your bed stuff out the closet. So I'm like, all right, we do all that, move all my stuff around the corner to that room, and that was the end of it. Like, I didn't say nothing to the girl. She didn't say nothing to me. I just grabbed my stuff and I left. Because, like, I'm not about to stay in this pissy room. Like, even if she was to leave the room was still pissy. Like, I didn't want to be in there. So, I left. Let's say it's the next semester, like, I would see her all the time. Because, like I said, like, all my friends lived on the same floor. And most of my friends lived on that side. Only my one friend, like, that I was actually, like, real close with, only she lived on that side, on the other side that I lived on. But all my other friends lived on the other side, so I was always on the other side all the time. So I would see her all the time. I just wouldn't speak to her. She wouldn't speak to me, and I would just be there. So at this point, like, it's the end of the school year at this point, because all this happened the first semester of my freshman year. All of this happened, and it wasn't until November, which is a month before the semester ends, that I was moved or anything was done about the situation. So at this point, it's the end of the school year, and I see my favorite RA, like everybody, you know, packing stuff up, getting ready to go. And I see my favorite RA, and she's like, girl, why are you running that girl out this school? So I'm like, huh? Because she like, that girl? I'm like, who is that girl? Mind you, this girl is like off my mind. I don't think about her. I see her, but like, the situation happened. It is what it is. Like, we would talk, like, me and my friends would joke about it, like, girl, you was always saying she was peeing on herself, but we never like believed you, like, because who does that? We 17, 18 years old, who's peeing on themselves? So I'm like, what, girl? What you talking about? She was like, your old roommate. What's her name? I said, Blue. She was like, yeah. I'm like, wait, what? She was like, yeah. I asked her if she's coming back, and she was like, no, I'm not coming back because I don't want her telling everybody that I was peeing on myself. Like, I don't want people to be in my business or whatever, and I don't want them to be bullying me. Girl, what? Bullying you? Like, nobody about to be bullying you. You're the least of my worries. I'm out that room now, so if you can piss on the walls, I don't care. Like, they don't pay me no, like, I don't care about that. She's like, yeah, I just don't want nobody to be bullying me, so I'm gonna go to North Carolina A&T. I'm gonna just leave. She wound up like just not gonna make the school, as far as I know, because I still follow her on social media and everything. Like, it wasn't no beef. It was just like, you can't live with me. I'm so sorry. You just cannot live with me. I can't live with you. So that was that or whatever. And I never seen her again besides social media. And every time I see her, like, she has a family now and everything. Like, she's like married and stuff, got a child. And every time I see her, I just always think, like, I wonder if this man knows that, like, she used to pee on herself. Like, I just always wondered that, because like, the girl used to, like, she would just lie about it so bad, and she was just so next. Like, yo, she would have like, the way our room was set up, and I'm gonna have this picture too, the way our room was set up, like, she had her dressers under the bed, but like they was pushed out, like, so where's like, it was like a ledge or whatever that she can like use to put her stuff on. And like, she would leave like cups up there, soda cans, juice cans, bottles, like food. She would leave all this stuff up there, like, and they'll be up there for like a long time period. Like, I remember one time she had all these like juices lined up. And I'm like, that's why you're behind pissing the bed. That's why you pissing the bed. Cause you drinking all this stuff at night, do you? Like, you're not even cleaning up after yourself. Like, when I show y'all this picture, like, it wasn't the worst one, but you can see like all like the little cans. Like, you know how you had the little cups that you can put, the microwavable cups that you can put in the microwave, like with like soup or tea or whatever. She would have those sitting there with like noodles in them, just like nasty. Like, the girl was so nasty. Oh my gosh, she was trifling. But I ain't see her after that, and yeah, that was just the end of that. But that's the end of my story time, y'all. Let me know if y'all want to hear any more story times. Like, I have a few more from college. Like, I did not have the best roommates. I can tell y'all now, I think I had like 8 roommates. Yeah, I think I had like 8 roommates altogether. My 4 years of college, I should have only had 4 roommates, but no, I believe I had like 8 of them. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I really want to give you all the story time about my roommate with her crazy ex-boyfriend. Like, because me and him was going at it, because girl, who you talking to? Like, yo, I went through a lot in college. Well, not a lot, but went through stuff here and there or whatever. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you like this video. I will be coming to y'all with a few more story times. Now, I ain't got a boatload of story time. Like, my life ain't that popping or whatever. But I do have some that I can, you know, record for y'all or whatever. So yeah, just let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you later.